to the Night Arena on the campus of Southern Virginia University for tonight's men's volleyball matchup featuring the Royals of Eastern Mennonite University and your Southern Virginia University Knights. President Wilcox and Southern Virginia staff, thank you for your support of the student athletes and coaches participating in today's contest. In the spirit of good sportsmanship, they ask you to respect the following Southern Virginia athletic rules. Cheer loudly and proudly for your team, not against the visitors. No profanity, vulgarity, racist or sexist remarks. No personal. In accordance with the tradition at Southern Virginia University, we will begin with a word of prayer, which will be offered by Jake McMahon.
Game this evening. We're grateful for the safety of Eastern Mennonite and their travels here, and pray that they might have safety on their way home, and pray for the safety of all the players during this game, that no injury might come upon them, and that the game might be played in the spirit of sportsmanship. And these things we say in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen.
Now, if you would all please rise and face the flag for the playing of our national anthem.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Southern Virginia University Volleyball from the Knight Sports Arena. I'm Jim Bresnahan. I'm joined by Seth Hansen, and we are ready to bring you the Knights against Eastern Mennonite. Southern Virginia ranked 8th in the country. They are 4-2 on the season, 10-4 overall, and they'll be facing an Eastern Mennonite team that is 6-2 in the conference and 14-5 overall. And Seth, you take a look at the conference standings, especially that West Division. Again, only the top 3 teams from each division will make the conference tournament. Marymount right now is 4-1 of the conference. Eastern Mennonite is 6-2. Southern Virginia 4-2. Juniata 5-3. Those are the top 4. So you can see the Knights really need a victory tonight. And, of course, they've been on a roll here at home. They've never lost at home in the 2 years they've been playing volleyball.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head, Jim. The West Division of this conference is certainly the heavyweight division. The last loss, the Knights are on a roll right now. We know they're ranked now in the country, number 8, as you mentioned. They've won 6 in a row, but their last loss came against this very Eastern Mennonite team, which dropped them. They're in 3rd place in the West Division. Really hurt them, so they really look to gain some of that ground back here to really secure themselves in that conference tournament.
And we're getting the starting lineups right now, and there have been so many tremendous players to mention here for Southern Virginia. For Coach Tom Peterson and John Baker, they have just had tremendous contributions really from top to bottom of the roster.
Yeah, all the way around. top to bottom, as you mentioned. A lot of depth, a lot of talent all the way through. When we met with Coach Peterson before the season started, that's one thing he made note to tell us, that this team has much more depth than the team did last year. They got off to a little bit of a slow start, dropping to Juniata and Carthage. Those teams are great teams, so not that they stumbled, but they were kind of finding themselves, trying to find their groove. And we think, pretty obvious they've hit their groove in these last 6 matches. And this is what Coach Peterson had talked about. He doesn't feel like he's got a weakness on this team. He trusts all of them, and it's been really fun to see them put it together.
People still probably talking about that weekend from almost about a week and a half ago when the Knights defeated Marymount on a Friday night, Juniata on a Saturday afternoon, and UC Santa Cruz on a Saturday evening, defeating 3 top 10 teams in the span of about 24 hours, essentially, and landing in the number 8 spot themselves when you talk about the national rankings.
Oh, yeah, and incredibly historic achievement for this program and for this school. As we mentioned, the men's volleyball team being ranked 8th in the nation at the moment. That is the first time in Southern Virginia history that any of our sports programs have been ranked nationally. And they're on a roll. They look to continue that and hopefully climb in the rankings even more.
And we're getting the starting lineups right now for the Knights. Just a few seconds ago, they talked about NAHUEL RECABARREN, known as Lobo, and of course Daniel AINA, and the other frontline players that have been so dominant this season, Mitch Yusevich, Cougar Clark, and Colby Wilson.
Yeah, if you're going to look at what's really brought this team along, you want to look at Cougar Clark and Colby Wilson, some of the guys who have returned from last season, really showing some leadership. RECABARREN and some of these other gentlemen who have joined the team this year, a lot of talent. And they've just been helped by having that Cougar Clark leadership, that Colby Wilson leadership, guys who understand what it takes to compete. He's really taken them under their wing, and it's been fun to see.
Again, the Knights are trying to go to 5-2 in the conference, and most importantly, just as well as trying to go to 5-2 in the conference, Seth, they are trying to stay perfect at home. And that's the way that's shaping up as far as the Continental Volleyball Conference. In your effort to make the top 3, you really do need to win your home matches and then try to steal a match on the road. The one thing you cannot afford is to lose at home when you're talking about Marymount, Eastern Mennonite, Southern Virginia, and Juniata, 4 teams basically fighting for 3 spots.
Yeah, there's no room for error, especially here tonight. The Knights love being at home. They play well at home, and they've got some revenge on their mind from their last meeting with Eastern Mennonite, so I think we're in for a real treat here tonight. And,
of course, the last time they were seeking revenge was not Saturday afternoon, about almost 2 weeks ago when they took on Juniata and got a revenge for that road loss to Juniata, so we'll see how things go against Eastern Mennonite because, as you mentioned, Seth, Eastern Mennonite really dominated in defeating Southern Virginia a few weeks ago at Eastern Mennonite and winning that one in straight sets.
Yeah, well, that certainly seemed like a turning point in the season. They had 2 choices. They could either pack it in and really call it a season, or they could rebound, rise to the challenge, and fix their mistakes, and they've really done that. I assume Coach Peterson has told them, look, we just beat 3 ranked opponents. It was a historic weekend. We don't need to do anything outside that we're capable of. Just play your game and do what we've been doing.
And, of course, they have also had in between those big wins over the 3 top 10 teams, a couple of wins over club teams from Liberty and Virginia Tech. So the Knights are 10-4 on the season as we start this match. And the Knights trying to get the first point, and they do. Cougar Clark with the kill.
Cougar Clark keeping his hot season going, leading the team, setting the tone. That's a big point for the Knights early off.
Cougar Clark came in, 135 kills for the season. He leads the Knights. As Aguero will check in, replacing Stapley. Mark Stapley's also having a pretty good season as a freshman, and Aguero, the junior, will serve. An attempt at a kill, blocked by the net by William Reglin, and he tried to get the kill. He's the leading kill artist for Eastern Mennonite with 188 kills this year, but that time facing the blockers for Southern Virginia, Seth, he put it right into the net.
Yeah, that is a ton of kills. Did you see that serve off the net? That is a ton of kills for one person on a team. If the Knights want to have any shot here tonight, they're going to have to put themselves in the right position, have good angles on the floor to get those digs and reverse the court.
That time it was Dan Lutz getting the kill for Eastern Mennonite, and he follows that up with an ace off the net. The 6'8" senior out of Greencastle, Pennsylvania. So Lutz gets a couple of points, and just like that, it's all even at 2. They'll try Lobo, and he tips it over for a point.
Lobo is really fun to watch. He's a very smart volleyball player. He jumps through the roof. We talk about that every week. His vertical is incredible, but he's smart about it. He's smart where he puts the ball and the little finesse touch right there.
6'2", but obviously, like Cougar, plays a lot bigger. And Lobo with a good strong serve as the Knights lead here 3-2. Some indecision and miscommunication for Eastern Mennonite. Clark will try. It's blocked out of bounds, and the Knights have a 4-2 lead. So Lobo will serve again with the Knights on top here, 4-2. Another good strong serve. Blocked but out of bounds by the Knights. So it's 4-3.
Good strong serves there, but as you saw, Eastern Mennonite held them pretty well. Nothing too much for them. That's why they're ranked right now.
Knights on top here, 4-3 in the first set. Little tip over by Colby Wilson. Put right back by the Royals. They'll set it up for Colby Wilson.
Great finish. What really happened there in that rally, Eastern Mennonites had a couple chances to set and get a good shot at a kill, but something's off in their game at the moment. The timing just isn't there, and Southern Virginia has been taking advantage of it here early.
Great set there by Tagaloa, 5-3. Knights on top here in the first set. Wilson will now serve. Good low serve by Colby. And the Knights not able to get the block. Yusevich and Clark going up for that block, not able to get it, 5-4.
Yeah, R.J. Ocampo, the Eastern Mennonite kill man right there. Good, strong kill, just proved to be too strong for the Southern Virginia defense.
Now Tim Callahan is serving. And the point goes to the Knights, and they take a 6-4 lead. And now KAIPO Tagaloa will go ahead and serve. Blocked by the Knights, and the point to Southern Virginia. I think they're going to say net violation on the part of Eastern Mennonite, and the Knights have their biggest lead here in the first set so far, 7-4. Tagaloa serving again. Knights trying to get off to a good start in this match. And that's a point for the top kill artist for Eastern Mennonite and William Ragland as he went down the line left to right, and it's now 7-5.
William Ragland on that play really worked that cross-court angle really well, just kind of had the Southern Virginia defense out of position.
Another good low serve that time by the Royals. Clark blocked, but blocked unsuccessfully by Eastern Mennonite, and the Knights take that 3-point lead again, 8-5, as Stapley is in for Aguero. Victor Clarkey, a very good server. Let's see if the Knights can get on to a little streak going with him serving. Good dig there by AINA. Yusevich blocked, though, at the net by the Royals. Stapley will try. Oh, great decision that time by Christian Taylor, not setting it up for a third shot, deciding to take it on the second hit and catching the Knights a little off guard.
I'm sure the Knights are feeling a little frustrated. They've had some really good serves, but Eastern Mennonite has dug them out pretty well.
8-6. Tagaloa setting up low ball, blocked by Eastern Mennonite. They get the block at the point. It's 8-7 now. Wouldn't be surprised, Seth, if this turns out to be at least a 4, maybe a 5-set match tonight.
Oh, I would expect it.
Low ball, no blocking that one, blocked out of bounds. And the Knights get that cushion back at 9-7 with Colby Wilson checking him, and also McEnoa in for the Knights.
The more they can set Lobo up, the better. Good things happen when he's in the air trying to spike the ball. Not just because of his athletic ability, but again, his volleyball IQ is really high.
Knights by 2 here, 9-7. McEnoa serving. They go to the 6-8 Lutz, and Dan Lutz able to get another kill for Eastern Mennonite to make it 9-8. He's going to be tough to stop tonight at 6'8".
He certainly is. It looked like right there Southern Virginia was in a good position, but just didn't go their way.
Ragland with a good strong serve. They'll go to Lobo. He goes over the 6'8" Lutz for the kill.
Jim, I'm convinced Lobo could just jump over the net. I've never seen anybody jump like that. Really impressive. Good finish.
You can almost say he's 6'2", but he jumps like he's 6'11".
I mean, you would think he's 6'11" out there. Just the way he plays, his timing, he just has a real good feel for the game.
10-8. And a service error by Aguero makes it 10-9. We haven't had a lot of service errors. That might have been the first one of the game. And as a result, the Knights see their lead slip down to 1. The set for Colby is blocked, but it's blocked out of bounds, and the point goes to Southern Virginia. And the Knights now have an 11-9 lead. Well, every set's important, Seth, but I'll tell you, as far as tonight's action is concerned, I'm sure Coach Peterson would love to get this first set just to maybe set a little of the dictated momentum.
Yeah, certainly. Great.
Lobo, great serve.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, you're definitely right there, Jim. In any sport, in any competition, you want to get out to a good start. It's never fun playing from behind, especially against a quality opponent like Eastern Mennonite. You can't take anything for granted, and so far so good for Southern Virginia.
Yeah, the Knights, after they saw their lead cut to 1, now back to 3. Lobo, that time too strong. Service error. Second service error for the Knights. It is now 12-10. So Eastern Mennonites within 2. With a touch serve that time. They go to Colby Wilson, but he tries to go for the left side of the court and goes out. And it is now 12-11. So Eastern Mennonite has climbed back to within 1. Cougar Clark gets that lead back to 2 at 13-11.
Cougar Clark, he loves that shot. He loves aiming for the back corners like that. He's got so much power behind his spike. Look for Southern Virginia to try and keep setting him up like that.
Colby now serving for the Knights. 2-point lead for Southern Virginia. Blocked by the Knights. Blocked out of bounds, though. Point to Eastern Mennonite, 13-12. One thing we haven't seen come into play so far here in set 1 or this match is maybe the ceiling coming into play.
Yeah, that's kind of a characteristic of playing here in the Knight Arena.
That one's out on the effort by AINA to dig that serve out. It's now 13-13. So the Knights had a 3-point lead, but now Eastern Mennonite has battled back to tie it. Eastern Mennonite trying to take the lead here. Lobo. And you got a feel from Micah Buller at 5'11", trying to go down to dig out that kill shot by Lobo.
Yeah, I tell you what, I wouldn't want to stand in front of it, Jim. That is for sure. Lobo doing what he does.
And the Knights had the lead back at 14-13. Now, who will take it for the Knights? It's going to be Yusevic. Ragland on the kill attempt. Lobo! Whoa! Boy, Lobo is on fire here in set 1. You hope his back can hold up for a potential 4 or 5 set match, because it looks like the way he is playing, he is going to be so crucial tonight for the Knights.
Yeah, he has a feel for it. As you mentioned, that's kind of been a story this season, is his back and how he does. But right now, he looks good.
15-13. Knights a little confused by that, and I think they had 4 hits. Yep, 4 hits the call on the Knights. And it's 15-14. It's a shame because Eastern Mennonite didn't really get that ball over with authority, Seth, but unfortunately the Knights got a little out of kilter. Set for Yusevic. Oh, he taps it to the left side.
That was awesome. That was a real smart play by Yusevic. You've got to change it up on him because you got to keep him honest.
Well, Mitch saw the blocker right in front. Then he saw quickly, and this is all a matter of seconds, to the left, a little opening.
Yep, some quick thinking, real smart play by Mitch Yusevic.
16-14, Knights by 2. And Cougar with the serve. There's Lutz. That time it was not touched by the Knights and too far on Lutz's kill shot, and the Knights have a 3-point lead again. It was tied at 13, but the Knights have gone on a 4-1 run. Another good serve by Cougar Clark. Blocked by the Knights, blocked out of bounds though, 17-15. Good crowd here tonight for this match, and Eastern Mennonite has brought a few fans as well. Only about an hour away. And that serve is out of bounds. First service error of the game for Eastern Mennonite, and the Knights have an 18-15 lead.
Yeah, that was uncharacteristic for Eastern Mennonite. They haven't made many mistakes in this match. It's been really clean both ways, not very sloppy, but a rare error there.
Nakanoa serving. Knights by 3. They go to Lutz. It's blocked by the Knights. Blocked again by Southern Virginia. Blocked a third time by Colby Wilson. Blocked again by the Knights.
Finish it.
Wilson tries to put it away and can't. Blocked again by Colby Wilson, and Eastern Mennonite somehow gets it back across.
Let's finish it right here.
For Lobo.
Oh, man, they're calling a net violation.
Oh, they call a net violation on Lobo, and Coach Tom Peterson doesn't like that. Didn't really see any violation, but the referees called. Tom Peterson really upset by that call, especially the way the Knights were able to get 4 or 5 blocks to fend off Eastern Mennonite. Oh, wow. What a point to lose.
Wow, but what an effort by Colby Wilson. We're going to start calling him the Secretary of Defense. The brick wall out there doing everything. Incredible play, incredible effort. Let's see if he keeps it going.
There's a service error by Reglan. That's the third service error for Eastern Mennonite, and the Knights get that 3-point lead back 19-16 as they inch their way to 25, Seth. And I know it's not over until it's over when you talk about 25 points, but boy, this would be a shame for the Knights to, having led the whole way, to somehow lose this set.
Certainly, they have a good flow, good tempo on the set, on the match right now.
I think we're going to have a violation on the part of the Knights. Lutz went up that time, and the Knights were kind of off kilter again, and it's 19-17, and so now it's a 2-point lead for the Knights. Trying to fend off Eastern Mennonite here in this first set. To Lobo. He tries to tip for an opening. Blocked, good save by Cougar. Over to Lobo, and he puts it away. But he put it too far over to the side, and the point goes to Eastern Mennonite. And boy, that came close to us.
Yeah, that one was targeting you, Jim. I was scared for you for a second there. But yeah, a little strong by Lobo.
Hopefully that's our close call this season.
Yeah.
And we're now even at 19 as Eastern Mennonite has battled back again from a 3-point deficit. Hate to say it, maybe Tom Peterson's saying it right now to the referees, that it just seemed as the Knights take that timeout that after they had that apparent point and then were called for the net violation and the point went to Eastern Mennonite, that really, at least for the short term, maybe turned momentum around in the favor of the Royals.
Yeah, certainly, and it was such an emotional little set there, rally. You could feel the crowd getting into it. You could feel both sides getting into it, and I think it was a little bit deflating after such a great defensive effort, again, by Colby Wilson. Coach Peterson, it looks like he just wants to get everybody to relax, calm down, they've really had their way in this match. They've really played well, executed their game plan. A couple things have gone weird for him here, so I guess he just wants them to get refocused and do what they've been doing this whole set.
Well, we talked about it. Even though the Knights have, to a certain degree, a very small degree, I guess you could say, dominated this first set. They've led almost the entire way. It's been tied a few times, as it is right now. The Knights have never really had a lead more than 3, but they have been making more plays than the Royals. But still, until you get to 25, obviously you can't put it away.
Yeah, certainly. You have to finish here. They certainly have earned to be ahead up until this point. They've played that well, but they can't get sloppy now.
So we'll see if Eastern Mennonite can take the lead in a 19-19 first set with the 6'8", Dan Lutz serving. He's already got 1 ace. Knights will try to get a big kill. Oh, play by TAGALOA.
Oh, my
He not
goodness.
only hit it on the second shot, but he kind of did it behind the back.
That was a little no-look kill right there. That was awesome. Just what the Knights needed. Got this crowd energized, and now we got Lobo serving. Good things coming.
That's almost one of the shots of the season if you're keeping a top 10 list. Lobo, that time with the service error into the net. Good strong serve, but it hit the net, and now we're even again at 20, and either team can win this set with 5 more points. Good dig that time by Eastern Mennonite. Little tap over, but the Knights were ready for it. They go to Cougar Clark, but it hit the net and did not get over, and Eastern Mennonite's got the lead now at 21-20.
I think Cougar Clark had the right idea there. That was a good idea, good shot, but just kind of skipped it off the top and then bounced on the Knights' side of the net.
See if the Knights can battle back from now being behind. TAGALOA to Colby Wilson, but I think TAGALOA got into the net. No, double hit is the call, and it's 22-20.
That double touch on that set. Coach Peterson looks like he's feeling a little anxious here.
Knights led at 1 point by 3. Not so anymore. It's a 2-point Eastern Mennonite lead. Cougar Clark puts it away, 22-21.
And that's where Cougar Clark lives. Again, that back corner shot, that's what he loves, and he does it so well.
Colby Wilson will serve. Has a softer serve than most. And the Knights really need a 2 or 3 point run here, trailing still by 1, 22-21 Eastern Mennonite. That one is out. A service error, which is not something the Knights really could afford. And now it's 23-21. And suddenly the Royals are 2 points away from winning this first set. They go to Yusevich. What a kill there. 23-22. And again, the Knights will try to go on a run. Right now, they need a, starting where they are right here, and a 3-point run, which would be a 4-point run to get to 25.
I've got butterflies, Jim. This is exciting.
TAGALOA serving. It hit the ceiling. 23-23, and the ceiling comes into play for the first time. And it just seems lately, when it's been coming into play, it's been all in favor of the Knights.
Maybe you call that home court advantage.
TAGALOA, good low serve again. Reglan.
Nice dig by Cougar Clark there.
Lobo almost put it away. A miss hit by Lobo as he was trying to get the dig. It's 24-23, and now suddenly it is set point for Eastern Mennonite.
Just slipped right between his hands there. He knew he was in the right spot. He knew what he wanted to do, but sometimes that just happens.
Royals trying to win it right here. Yusevich not able to get the kill there. And the Knights not able to get the dig, and Eastern Mennonite comes back to win 25-23. So that's going to be a little deflating, Seth, in that the Knights led, well, I guess you could say about 75, almost 85% of that first set, and still end up losing 25-23. I'm sure Coach Peterson, going back to that crucial point that went the way of Eastern Mennonite, not really favor of that, and maybe that kind of turned that first set around, but it obviously was not the reason they lost that first set. That was almost a set that Eastern Mennonite, you could say, more won the set than the Knights lost it.
Yeah, I think that in those last, from the time Coach Peterson called that timeout, it kind of came down to some errors. There were a couple service errors. One thing I've noticed about Eastern Mennonite is you don't see them trying to pound the ball off the serve. A lot of soft serves, and even the ones who give it a little more power, it's still nothing like what we see from Lobo and Cougar Clark. I think their game really is, we're just going to play somewhat conservative. We're not going to make mistakes, and we're going to make you pay, and that's kind of what they do. They hang in there until Southern Virginia made it. They didn't make that many mistakes, but they made enough to let Eastern Mennonite back into it, and I expect to see that going forward. For Southern Virginia, you just got to clean it up a little bit. Again, those service errors really got to them at the end of that set.
Well, you look at it now, you go back to that loss at Eastern Mennonite a few weeks back when they lost in straight sets, and you look at the kill percentages, the percentages the Knights had, and they were all under 200. It was not a good night for the Knights. And now, so far in this season, they have lost 4 sets to Eastern Mennonite, have not won a set yet, obviously, and now they're just trying to get maybe over that bugaboo.
Yeah, sometimes that first set is always the hardest, especially against an opponent, as you mentioned, you lost 3 straight sets to. We know what this team is capable of, though. I think Coach Peterson's pretty confident, and I would guess we're in for a 4 or 5 set match here tonight.
Yep.
Both teams really are playing well. This is what you want to see. You don't want to see 2 teams come out and play below their capabilities, but they are playing up to their rankings, their national rankings at this time.
We talked about that first set, so important to win, to really kind of dictate who's got the early momentum, and now the second set is almost a must-win situation for the Knights. Obviously, if they were to lose the second set, they could still come back to win this match, but they would have to win 3 straight sets, so they don't want to have to be put in that deep of a hole. They want to win the second set. Obviously, Eastern Mennonite would like to win the second set so they can put the Knights in that deep hole.
Yeah, you never want to feel like you're climbing out of a hole. And a 1-set hole is not the end of the world, especially for a team as talented as Southern Virginia has. But a 2-set hole is a much different story.
Yep.
Hopefully it doesn't get to that, and hopefully they come out and take care of business right here.
And the Knights had a few unforced errors in that first set. Lobo had some errors, even though he had some fantastic kills, too.
Yeah, and you look to them, those are your leaders. You're looking for Lobo to make plays. You're looking for Cougar Clark to make plays as he did. If they can just clean it up here, I think they'll be all right in this set.
So let's see how the Knights handle losing that first set. Again, they have never lost at home here at Southern Virginia University. Reglan, of course, number 7 for Eastern Mennonite. He's their top kill artist, but the most impressive in that first set might have been the 6'8" Lutz, who is second on the team in kills, Seth, but he's also got a pretty good percentage for the season, over 36%.
Yeah, I mean, when you're 6'8", that certainly helps, and he really finished pretty well. Knights had some good blocks, but sometimes he was just too strong.
So we'll see if the Knights can get off to a good start here in set number 2 with Jaron McAnoa serving. Knights losing that first set again, 25-23. They go to Lutz. Hits the ceiling. The Knights able to play it over to Lobo. It's blocked out of bounds, and the point goes to Southern Virginia. You look at the first set numbers, and the Knights actually had a pretty good percentage, but Eastern Mennonite a little bit better at 308.
Yeah, they led in kills 15-11. Cougar Clark leading the way with 5, but just a couple errors at the end of the set that really did them in.
And the point goes to Eastern Mennonite to make it all even at 1.
And those are the tough ones. If you're going to do a soft serve over the net, you got to get it in. It's one thing to try and pound a shot that hits the net, but the soft ones have to make it.
Stapley will try, and he gets the point as Reglan was not able to dig out Stapley's kill. It's 2-1 Knights. And for Stapley, that is his 37th kill of the season. He's a very impressive looking freshman.
Certainly is, playing well, coming on strong in the middle of the season here.
Aguero serving, and a service error. That's 2-2. Knights had 4 service errors in that first set. And now they've got 2 here in set number 2.
I don't
Here
think
comes
Colby
the
Wilson
set.
was ready for that.
Blocked by Colby, though. And not able to get it across was Tagaloa. He thought he had a perfect kill shot. He took the opportunity, but he hit it too strong. Eastern Mennonite 3-2. Lutz will serve. And he has a service error.
That's a rare error, but a good one. The Knights needed that.
And it's 3-3. Lobo with a miss hit. It hit the net and went out of bounds. Boy, he hit that off the side, and now Eastern Mennonite's got a 4-3 lead.
Yeah, that just didn't go the way he planned at all. Just kind of came funny off the side of his hand.
EMU with a good short serve that time. Cougar Clark puts it away. It is 4-4.
Boy, that was game over. Cougar Clark made that shot right in front of us here as we got a spectator on the floor.
I kind of like it when those kills go in that direction, not towards us.
Yeah, but it was pretty impressive to see Cougar Clark take off from here as the crowd is getting into it as we get the toddler off the court. He just wanted to join the action. I don't blame him.
Maybe he thought it was recess. 4-4.
That's a miss serve. Take advantage here.
Lobo does just that, and he gives the Knights a 5-4 lead.
And that was a miss serve on Eastern Mennonite. They were trying to set it up. They had everything there, but the serve, or the set was not where it was supposed to be.
And Colby Wilson will serve. Ragland
Nice
blocked, though, by the Knights. And now they're going to go to Yusevich with a little tip over. Blocked by Southern Virginia. Tagaloa right there for the block. 6-4 Knights as they try to win a set for the first time this season against Eastern Mennonite.
That was a huge, huge block by KAIPO. If they can get that kind of production out of him, that'd be great.
The set will go to Cougar. Ragland, and the roof came into play. Blocked by the Knights, Yusevich.
Yeah,
blocking Callahan.
It was a good recovery by Eastern Mennonite there. The roof did come into play, as you mentioned, but they recovered well, but great block there.
And an early timeout is taken by Eastern Mennonite's coach, Danielle Licky. She doesn't want this the second set to get out of control. She knows she's got a chance if she can get this second set under control, maybe to win the second set and really take a commanding 2-0 lead. And so it's an early timeout, whereas in set one, I don't think we had a timeout until obviously that Southern Virginia timeout very late in set one.
Yeah, this second set feels a lot like the first set. Southern Virginia really is making plays, and they're physically dominating the match at the moment. And I think the coach for Eastern Mennonite's recognizing that, trying to slow down that momentum.
Yep.
And Southern Virginia, they've got it. They've got all the talent in the world. They can just be their worst enemy sometimes. They got to limit those service errors. That's the number one thing for them. But right now they're rolling. It doesn't look like that first set is affecting them at all. They're just moving on.
Yeah, but you look at the match so far, and as far as the points are concerned, it's dead even. But really, I think the Knights have led, about 80% of this match so far. Unfortunately, they just didn't lead the last few points of set one.
Certainly, and they're having their way with a lot of their sets and their kills. Cougar Clark and Lobo making a real strong impact, so they're doing what they want. They just got to keep it tight, keep it clean, and don't have any mistakes.
We'll see if the Knights can battle back and win the second set after losing the first set, 25-23. Another service error, and it's 7-5 as AINA replaces Colby Wilson. And Tim Callahan, the senior, will serve here for Eastern Mennonite. Got a little help from the net that time on the serve. Very close, and it's blocked. We're going to say net violation for Eastern Mennonite, and that did not please the Eastern Mennonite coach. And the Knights get the point and take an 8-5 lead.
And the Eastern Mennonite coach did not agree with that, but just how it goes sometimes.
Tagaloa serving the set. tipped over. Another net violation. This one goes against Ocampo. And now the Knights have taken a 4-point lead. I believe that's their biggest lead so far tonight.
A few of these things that could kind of up in the air going the Knights' way right now. They need to take advantage here.
Well, we've seen, both coaches displeased at times, Seth, with the rules from the referee as we have a service error on the Knights, but I'm sure both coaches will also tell you as long as they call it even, as long as they call it consistent, then even though you may have a complaint, really on the larger picture, that's all you're looking for, consistency. Service error for Eastern Mennonite. And the Knights have that 4-point lead back at 10-6 as Stapley replaces Aguero.
Just bouncing back and forth here, but Cougar Clark coming to serve. This is always an exciting thing to watch.
Clark too strong, another service error. Knights had 4 in set 1, and they might have 4 or 5 here in set 2.
Yeah, and they're just ping-ponging back and forth with service errors at the moment. I expect a soft serve here from Eastern Mennonite.
Christian Taylor is serving, 10-7. Knights still lead by 3. Stapley with the kill down the right side, 11-7.
Good serve there by KAIPO. It looked like he was going to come across the court, but instead went straight up and let Stapley do his thing.
And Nakanoa will now serve with the Knights on top here by 4.
Good serve.
Good low serve by Nakanoa from the back line. And it was hit by the Knights and then went out of bounds. And the point goes to Eastern Mennonite, 11-8. And now Eastern Mennonite will have their top service ace person for the season in Raglan serving.
Good dig there by Cougar Clark. And Lobo with the finish.
Unstoppable.
Man.
Knights by 4. And now Stapley will get a chance to serve. He's been coming out lately, being replaced by Aguero on the serves, but now Stapley, the freshman, will serve. Good kill that time by Avali, and it's 12-9.
You're seeing it looks like Southern Virginia is taking a little bit off, being a little less aggressive on the serve, trying to prevent some of those free points giving them away.
Now Lutz, the 6'8" senior, will serve here for Eastern Mennonite, and he's got a service error, and the Knights up that lead again.
And that's his second straight service error, trying to go with that soft stuff, just trying to get it over the net, but 2 in a row now. It's kind of in his head, it looks like.
13-9, the Knights have a 4-point lead again. And Lobo with that strong serve. A little tip over, but we're going to have the point go to Eastern Mennonite. Might have been a violation on the part of the Knights, and so it's 13-10. And so Abali will go ahead and serve again. The set for Colby Wilson, and Colby puts it away with a good set, and now the Knights extend that lead again.
Man, Colby Wilson, just a jack of all trades. He just does so many things so well. He's not just a blocking machine. He doesn't just kill it real hard. He doesn't just dig it real well. He does it all for Coach Peterson in this Southern Virginia team.
And you got to love that smile after he has a successful kill.
Definitely.
It looks like a kid who just opened up maybe a Christmas present. That one's going to be out. Knights have suddenly taken a 5-point lead. So Southern Virginia on top here, 15-10, trying to win a set against Eastern Mennonite for the first time this season. Wilson with that little soft serve. Knights will have a chance here to set, and a quick set for the Knights. Goes across by Tagaloa, and it's 16-10. And Eastern Mennonite, no sign of a second timeout going to be called here.
Good play by KAIPO right there. Caught me off guard even.
Another good low serve. Blocked by Southern Virginia. And we've got a violation on the part of the Knights. Net violation makes it 16-11. But Coach Peterson telling his team, be careful around the net. Keep the ball in play. Callahan serving for Eastern Mennonite. TAGALOA again with a little tip over. That time Eastern Mennonite able to regain it, and the ball is out. And the Knights get the point to make it 17-11.
Boy, that was a good quick decision by Cougar Clark. You can kind of see his eyes got all big right there as the ball was coming to him, but good play, realized he was out.
Knights have a 6-point lead. TAGALOA serving. They go to Regland. Regland again, blocked by Aguero.
Great block by Aguero.
And the Knights have a chance to set it up here, but they're just going to tap it across. Okay, here we go. They go to Cougar with a little tap with the left hand. And that point is out. And the Knights grab the point to now extend that lead to 18-11.
That was a really exciting rally. Good heads-up play by Lobo there. The ball nicked the ceiling again, as we know that happens sometimes in this arena, and he made the smart play to just get it over the net. The Knights were able to finish.
TAGALOA serving again, but that's going to be a service error. It's 18-12. The Knights still have a 6-point lead, but you got to know they would love to reduce all these service errors.
Yeah, it would be a different story right now without those service errors. Again, that one just looked like it came off his hand funny. The Knights just need to rebound.
Ocampo serving here for the Royals. TAGALOA sets it up for Aguero, and he couldn't get it across the net, and it's 18-13. So Eastern Mennonite with 2 points in a row to climb to within 5. Jucevic gets the point.
Boy, and Jucevic, we see Jucevic, and he's got a lot of height, but he is not a scrawny individual. He's
when I was thinking of him, I just think of strength.
Yeah, and his ability just speaks to his athleticism to be that big and stout, but still be able to jump that high. Just a really impressive athlete and athletic player.
And
right
it is 19-13 now with Cougar serving. They go to Regland for the kill, but he's too strong. It is 20-13. The Knights now by 7.
And they just need to keep this rolling right here. Don't look back. Put the nail in the coffin.
Cougar ready to serve with a 7-point lead.
Taking his time as usual.
Blocked by the Knights, blocked out of bounds, point to Eastern Mennonite. It is 20-14. As I believe was able to get the kill. And now Christian Taylor, the 6'4" junior from Richmond, Virginia, serving here for EMU. They go to Lobo. Now Regland's going to get a chance at a kill. Great play by AINA and Clark, and they can't get it back across. TAGALOA not able to get it back over.
They need to get a point here. They need to bring that momentum back in their favor.
Jucevic blocked out of bounds. And the Knights have their 21st point, now 4 away from winning set number 2. And McEnroe will go ahead and serve here for Southern Virginia. Knights trying to extend a 6-point lead. A couple of players almost hit it at the same time. The Knights were able to get it back over, though. Blocked by Southern Virginia. Regland, too strong. 22-15. The Knights now lead by 7. And this is almost a lead you should not lose, and if that happens, the Knights will all be even with the EMU at one set apiece.
Yes, sir. They're really taking care of business right now.
22-15. Knights need 3 more points for victory here in set 2. And McEnroe will serve. Ragland gets the kill. He's the top kill artist for EMU this year, and he was able to get that one through to make it 22-16. And now Ragland, the 6'1" senior from North Chesterfield, Virginia, he'll go ahead and serve. And that's an ace for Ragland. He leads the team in aces, and he got one there. The Knights thought it was going to be out, but it stayed in. And Ragland picks up the service ace that time, his 32nd of the season. Lobo gets the point right back.
Oh my gosh. I seriously have a fear for the other team's well-being when Lobo does that. He hits that ball so hard, and he's not a very big guy, but man, he really has the tempo on that ball.
Stapley will serve with the Knights needing just 2 more points. And a service error makes it 23-18. That's probably up around 10 or 11 service errors now for the game for the Knights.
And this little, they need 2 points right here. Just play fundamentally sound. It'll go your way.
Lutz almost had another error. Wilson puts it away. It's 24-18, and now it is set point for the Knights.
And I think they've used that to their advantage well, because you think the ball is going to go to Cougar Clark or Lobo, but they've been able to mix it up and get it to Colby Wilson and found the defense out of position.
And Colby's had a lot of success being in the middle of that front line this season.
He certainly has, and as we mentioned before, he does it all. He blocks, he sets, he kills it well, as you just saw. A great, great asset to the Southern Virginia team. 24-18,
set point. Numerous set points here for the Knights. They hope to only use this one, though. Lobo will serve. Hits the ceiling twice for EMU. They get it back across, though. Colby blocked out of bounds. And the Knights win it 25-18. And so, just like that, we're all even, Seth, at a set each, as EMU won the first set 25-23. The Knights win the second set 25-18. Even though this is even at 1, you got to feel the Knights have got a lot of momentum heading into set 3, having won that second set, and really having dominated to a certain degree this entire match so far.
Yeah, certainly. Especially that second set, it never really felt like it was in doubt or in question. It felt the whole time Southern Virginia was in control. And honestly, like Eastern Mennonite didn't really have many answers there. They're blocking so well, the Knights are. The Knights are killing the ball well. Eastern Mennonite as they're playing their soft game. They're just trying not to make mistakes. They're hoping Southern Virginia is going to make the mistakes and give them 3 points. And that wasn't the case in that second set. They really took care of business.
And so we are in between set 2 and set 3, halftime in volleyball, with the Knights and EMU all even at a set apiece. We'll take a little break here from the Knight Sports Arena.
Whenever
And welcome back to the Knight Sports Arena here at Southern Virginia University. I'm Jim Bresnahan, joined here by Seth Hansen as we bring you all the action tonight of Knights volleyball. Right now we're heading into set 3 of this all-important match in the Continental Volleyball Conference in Southern Virginia and Eastern Mennonite. Eastern Mennonite, of course, won the first set 25-23. The Knights were able to win that second set now. Set 25-18, and you look at these numbers and the Knights' percentages on kills, they're just across the board unbelievable. And as a team, they're up to 345, and Eastern Mennonite, which had a pretty good percentage after the first set, they've dropped down to 115.
Yeah, it's certainly a tale of the game, really, that Southern Virginia has hit the ball so well. Another telling stat, though, with those 12 service errors for Southern Virginia,
right.
That's double Eastern Mennonite, who has 6. And I
would imagine that was addressed by Coach Peters in the locker room. To beat Eastern Mennonite, we can't give them points.
Exactly.
And when you have a service error, now you might actually end up losing that point eventually, but you don't want to give it to them.
Exactly, and that's kind of Eastern Mennonite's game. They're just not going to make many errors. They're going to play pretty conservative until, you know, the set is there. But on services, they're going to play soft. They're going to let you, mishandle the ball and things like that. So you can't play into their hands. You just got to do what you do.
And now we kind of go back to like we said before set 1. You're not going to win the match by winning set 1, and you won't win the match here by winning set 3. But as set 1 kind of really set the tone early on, set 3, whoever wins it will be just one set away, knowing the loser is going to have to win 2 sets to win the match.
Certainly, and it's whoever loses this, it feels like a 2-set hole, honestly, because you got to win 2 in a row. So it'd be nice to take care of business for Southern Virginia right here. They've played strong. I'm sure they're just going to try and pick up what they were doing.
Now they would like to keep that momentum going because, again, they won the second set 25-18. You could argue that had they not made a few mistakes in set 1, they might be looking at the sweep right now.
Yeah, definitely. And they've played well enough to be up 2 sets right now.
So Ragland is getting ready to serve to start set 3 for EMU. Again, the Knights came in with a record in the conference of 4-2. EMU 6-2. Marymount's 4-1. Juniata 5-3. So the Knights really want to win this home match to go to 5-2 in the conference and slide at least into second place all by themselves. Knowing they still have to go to Marymount in a few weeks. This weekend, by the way, they go on the road on Friday to Karn, and then they also have road matches coming up on Saturday, including another conference matchup on Saturday morning, and then Saturday afternoon they also take on number 7 Dominican out of Illinois. So EMU's got the early lead here in set 1 with Ragland serving, and service error makes it all even at 1. So let's see if the Knights can try to go on a little run, because in the first 2 sets, they really assumed the lead early, Seth, and kind of took that lead deep into set 1 and set 2.
Yeah, certainly. Just trying to get in this momentum right here.
And EMU gets the point with, I believe, getting the kill on the right side of the court, 2-1.
It looks like EMU's coming out a little more aggressive to start this match. A couple quick points.
Lutz, the 6'8" senior, serving. He has that soft serve. Colby Wilson's blocked. Tagaloa tried to do a quick hit over and could not do so, and it's now 3-1 EMU. Lutz serving again. EMU has seized control early here. Lobo blocked at the net. And EMU going to get the point over to SVU. That's going to be a double hit, the call against the Royals. So the Knights get the point and now trail 3-2.
It's a good break for Southern Virginia. Now they need their man Lobo to take care of business on this serve.
RECABARREN with an error, service error, another service error on the part of the Knights. They had 12 in the first 2 sets, and they rack up the one there to give EMU a 4-2 lead.
Nice
TAGALOA with the kill.
Good play by TAGALOA, smart.
That was almost too much for him to pass up.
He's had success with it in the first 2 sets. I imagine he'll keep going to it.
The Knights climb within 1 at 4-3. Close. Blocked at the net as TAGALOA gets it back over. Good block by the Knights. And the Knights get the point. 4 hits the call against EMU. And it's 4-4. So the Knights have climbed back into a tie.
Some more controversy.
EMU couldn't believe that it was a 4-hit call. And it's going to be a service error. I believe that's 14 now for the game for the Knights. And EMU has taken the lead back at 5-4. So set for Yusevich. Blocked, though, by EMU. They'll try Cougar. Blocked again, but the Knights get the point. No, it is a point for the Knights. EMU thought they had saved it from hitting the floor, but they were ruled that it hit the court, and so it's 5-5. I don't think really the referees' calls have influenced this match, but there have been some controversial calls that have not pleased the players or the coaches. And another service error. TAGALOA with that one. That is 15 service errors now for the game for the Knights.
And the Knights just need to clean it up. This isn't what they were doing last set. They're kind of getting outside themselves right now.
Six to 5, EMU. TAGALOA to Clark, and I think that point will go to the Knights to make it 6-6 now.
I'm not sure what they called there.
No violation on the Royals to call, and so the Knights now have evened it up at 6 with Cougar Clark serving. We have had a number of net violations in this match. Clark with the ace.
Cougar's been wanting that one now for a bit. He's had a few strong serves that the Royals have been able to dig out, but that one must have felt good for him.
I think that's his 18th of the season. TAGALOA leads the team with aces at 19. And the Knights have their lead here now back at 7-6 here in set number 3. Clark, though, with the service error. That's 16, I believe, now for the game, and it's now 7-7.
They really need to get Lobo going in this set right here. Hasn't touched the ball too much.
Good dig that time by EMU on the Clark kill attempt. And a good dig by TAGALOA. Clark from the back row. They go to Regland. It's blocked by the Knights, and EMU just gets it back over. Yusevich is blocked. Knights have a chance here. They go over to Lobo. Blocked again by EMU. Stapley will go back to Lobo. He taps it over for the point. EMU was not really ready for that tap. They were lining up, I think, for a big kill shot, and Micah Buller went in a little too deep, maybe thinking he was going to stop a hard kill, and he got the little tap instead.
Yeah, when Lobo goes up in the air like that with a set like that, that's what you're expecting. You're expecting them to go for that kill shot, but good IQ, good smart decision by him, and that rally, man, that had a lot of motion in it. Good thing it went Southern Virginia's way.
8-7, Knights by 1. Oh, almost an ace that time by the Knights. Knights are a little unprepared. Lutz tries to put it away, can't with the kill. And that one is put away on the right side by Regland, the top kill artist this season for EMU, and he evens the game now at 8. Regland serving. Colby tries the kill, can't get it to go. Good block by the Knights. Colby puts that one away, and a great set by TAGALOA.
Wow, that was an interesting set. He didn't set it very high, it wasn't much time, but Colby Wilson knew exactly what he was going to do. He found the empty spot on the court.
Stapley will serve, 9-8, Southern Virginia by 1. Now it's 9-9 on the kill by EMU. Well, you can see, having seen all these teams at home now, Seth, having seen earlier Marymount and Juniata, just how even all these teams are, the 4 of them. Lobo is blocked out of bounds, and the point goes to Southern Virginia, 10-9, Knights by 1.
Yeah, this conference, volleyball conference, is just loaded, especially the West Division.
You kind of feel for Thiel.
Oh yeah, that's
the team that's got a pretty good mark overall, 3-5 in the conference, but dead last place in the West.
Yeah, if you're not ready, you're going to be tough sledding in the heavyweight division.
Blocked out of bounds by the Knights, and the point goes to EMU, and we are all tied again at 10. Both these teams are struggling to gain control here in set 3 of an even match. Each team has a set so far. And a service error by Abilene, and it's now 11-10 Knights. Colby will have, of course, have that soft serve. Got it over. And now the Knights can try. From the back row is Lobo. And now the Knights can go for the kill. Lobo gets the kill.
Man, good things just seem to happen when Lobo touches the ball.
Back row or front row.
Exactly. Just he makes things happen. The Knights just get points when they give him the ball. It's good. Hopefully they'll keep that in the game plan going forward.
And the Knights have a 2-point lead. Good block there by Southern Virginia. The set. Tip over. Knights ready for it. TAGALOA. Yusevich blocked. EMU will get the point, and it's 12-11. Some debate over that point. Referees are talking things over. See who actually won that point. Looked like EMU had it.
They're having some discussion with number 1.
And they're going to award the point to the Knights. And maybe say another net violation, and it's 13-10 Southern Virginia.
Wow.
Yep. There was a violation called on EMU to make it 13-10. EMU now trails by 3. Blocked out of bounds that time by Southern Virginia. Point to the Royals, 13-11.
Nice dig there.
Baker Clark puts it away, but it goes out of bounds. It was not touched by EMU. And the point goes to EMU to make it 13-12. So Clark hits it out of bounds, not touched by the Royals. They serve, trying to tie the game, and it hits the net. It goes out for a service error on the part of EMU. It's 14-12, Southern Virginia.
You can see Eastern Mennonite, they're having a few more of these errors in this set we didn't see in the first two sets.
So KAIPO TAGALOA now serving with the Knights on top by 2. And another service error makes it 14-13. Boy, the Knights have really racked up the service errors, and they're making it even tougher than it should be.
Yeah, certainly are. You don't like to see those. It's all right. I mean, they're being aggressive. They're trying to make plays, but still a few too many.
TAGALOA to Aguero, but he's too strong on his kill, and it's 14-14. This is kind of like set one a little bit. The Knights really leading almost the entire way, but still here's EMU hanging around with a chance to win. And a service error makes it 15-14 for the Knights, and we'll see if Cougar Clark can try to get the Knights on a roll as he will now serve. Knights trying to gain control of this match here in set 3. Clark with the error. 15-15. Boy, EMU's players not shy about shouting at the guys who are doing the serving for the Knights.
No, they sound like the student section out there.
15-15. Lobo, a little tip over that time. Almost put away by the Knights. Ragland is blocked. Now the Knights have a chance to set up here. They go to Cougar. And it's 16-15, Knights by 1.
Wow. Strong finish, strong kill by Cougar Clark there.
And McEnoa will replace Yusevich, and McEnoa will go into serve here with the Knights holding on to a 1-point lead. They are trying to go on a bit of a run here to get a little cushion here in set 3. This match all even at a set apiece.
You need a big serve right here. Just no service error. Get it over the net. Good low serve.
And Lutz tried to sneak that kill past the Knights. They'll go to Lobo. Blocked by Southern Virginia again from the back row. And that time the roof not at kind of the Knights, and it's 16-16.
Yeah, just unfortunate bounce. That was the first time we've seen the roof play in a negative way for Southern Virginia.
And that time coming off the ceiling, Seth, it wasn't so much the direction as just the speed it came off.
Exactly.
That kill is out, and the point goes to the Knights, and now they have taken a 17-16 lead. Neither team can pull away here in set number 3.
Well, this is what you expect from two ranked teams here. A conference matchup, division matchup, a lot riding on the line here.
Eastern Mennonite 14th in the country at last report. The Knights number 8 in the country. And another service error, this time by Aguero. That's got to be up around 17 or 18 now for the match for the Knights. And it's 17-17. The 6'8" senior Lutz, who's got that soft serve, he'll go ahead and serve here. Both teams are trying to gain control of set 3. Lutz has hit the net. Colby Wilson, quick shot. And maybe he thought it hit one of the EMU players.
Yep,
The rule, it was out of bounds and not touched by the Royals, and so EMU's got the lead now at 18-17.
Yeah, the Southern Virginia players didn't agree with that call.
And a missed hit by Cougar Clark. I think he was just trying to tap it maybe to AINA. If that was indeed the strategy, it didn't work out for the Knights. It is 19-17, and now Coach Tom Peterson wants a timeout, as this is again quite a lot like set number one. Seth, as the Knights really led set one throughout and then kind of crumbled at the very end. And here in set three, they have led a majority of the way, and suddenly EMU has made a little run here, and now EMU's got a 2-point lead at 19-17.
Yeah, Coach Peterson, when he called that timeout, watching him make that call, he had a little smile on his face. I'm sure he feels good about his team where they're at right now.
Right.
It's just kind of gotten away from a little bit.
And they still have to reduce those service errors.
Exactly, got to reduce the service errors. A few of those plays got away from them a bit, but they're still playing really well. They need to get the ball back here. They need to get the point, get the serve, and kind of take control.
And again, the winner of this set still has to win one more set, but then again, the loser's got to win two more sets. So each team hoping to win set three to take a 2-1 lead in sets in this critical match. Again, the Knights coming in 4-2 in the conference. EMU 6-2 in the conference. Both these teams trying to avoid a third conference loss, which would drop them down to Juniata, which also has 3 conference losses.
Yeah, as we mentioned, a lot riding on this match right here. Not only to make the conference tournament, but hopefully to host a match so they don't have to travel on the road.
Well, it's really important for 2 reasons, I guess. First of all, you don't want to lose home matches. And second of all, when you're playing one of the other 3 teams that's really battling for you with to make the conference tournament, you've got to beat that team.
Exactly. Lobo with a strong kill right there to get that point and that serve back. But yeah, as you mentioned, there's just too much riding on it in this conference, in this division. You just can't make mistakes. Every match counts.
So let's see if the Knights can go ahead here and try to get a little run going now, trailing only by 1 at 19-18, and Lobo will go ahead and serve. NAHUEL RECABARREN from Argentina, along with Aguero, both from Argentina.
And I feel like in this situation, this is who you want serving the ball. As long as he can do it under control, get it in, no service error, this is who you want, because he's got a lot of power behind that ball and causes a lot of problems for him.
Lobo's a freshman. Trying to avoid that service error. And he did not. Another service error for the Knights, 20-18. He's really trying to kill that ball across, and he's had a few service errors tonight.
Eastern Mennonite continues to opt to just get it over the net.
And Cougar Clark able to get that one to go to make it 20-19. So again, the Knights pull within 1. And again, they'll have a chance here with Colby Wilson serving to try to go on a little run here. Now only again down by 1.
They really do. They need to get on a little run here.
Of course, the players diving a lot on the court, and they've constantly got to wipe out the sweat from the floor to make sure no one slips and falls.
Yeah, definitely. Got to take care of that. Keep everybody safe.
Here we go. Colby Wilson ready to serve. Knights trail here, 20-19. Little tip over by Reglan. He almost caught the Knights napping. Lobo, he can't get it to go. And it's 21-19 EMU, as Lobo took a shot at the back line but went too far with this shot. And EMU's got a 2-point lead here in set number 3.
No, it really was a nice save by Aguero there, but just too strong on the finish by Lobo.
Lobo from the back line. It was tipped out of bounds by EMU. The point goes to the Knights, and again, they climb within 1 here at 21-20. And now, Braden Liu will check into the game. The 6-foot freshman, he's out there just to serve, to avoid a service error. And he got a service error. Service error is just killing the Knights right now.
Being their Achilles heel right now. That was not what they needed at this point in the match.
It's fun listening to everybody down here. Yeah, oh my gosh.
22-20 lead for EMU. Eastern Mennonite trying to gut out a win here in set 3. They won the first set 25-23. Knights won set 2 25-18. Good dig. And Regla not able to return it on the second hit. That goes out of bounds. Knights get the point, 22-21. Clark will serve. And again, Seth, the Knights are looking for that little 3 or 4 point run like they were looking for in set 1 late to try to put the set away.
This is a big moment for Cougar Clark. The last couple times he's been up to serve, he's had an error hitting the ball into the net. So really just need to get it over the net and let your team take care of what they need to do.
They try Lutz, the 6'8" senior, and Stapley was able to get that one over somehow, and a double hit. A violation on EMU with the double hit. Ties it at 22. Stapley was the man on the spot somehow to get that back across.
Wow, I don't know how he did that. Great. The unsung hero right there was KAIPO being really patient as the ball came off the net, and then, man, Stapley making a heck of a play, selling out for his team.
See if the Knights can keep it going. Clark, booming serve that time. Clark to KAIPO and over to Lobo. Now they'll try Reglan. And somehow the Knights keep it alive. Stapley. And it's going to be a violation, net violation for Eastern Mennonite. Knights 23, EMU 22.
Wow. And Coach Danielle Licky for Eastern Mennonite looks like she's about to take a timeout right here. But wow, what a change of events here. Some good hustle, good effort plays here for the Knights have got that lead.
EMU will take a timeout, it looks like. So the Knights just need 2 more points. Kind of hard to rate, again, as we talked about, these other 3 teams besides Southern Virginia in this West Division. Marymount, Juniata, Eastern Mennonite. We've seen them all now here at home. Plus, we saw a very good Santa Cruz team as well. And, you know, Marymount went down pretty easily on a Friday night because they couldn't get serves across. But Juniata played the Knights pretty tough. Santa Cruz took them to 5 sets. And the way this is going, this is probably going to be a 5-setter tonight against Eastern Mennonite.
Excuse me. Yeah, it certainly feels that way. You know, the Knights, though, I think that they're not going to shy away from adversity. They've played the best of the best, right? They've had some good matches. They've had some bad ones. But I think they're comfortable where they're at right now, and it's showing right now. They're making a push. They know how important this 3rd set is right here. You
know, the Knights, when they came into the season, just their 2nd season in volleyball, probably just trying to find a way to be competitive in the Continental Volleyball Conference. And now some fans are probably thinking not only, you know, win the division or make the tournament or win the tournament and get to the national tournament, but now you start thinking about maybe national aspirations, and you wonder, with all these teams, how good they are. It makes you wonder how #1 Springfield, how good they might be.
Yeah, exactly. And we know Coach Tom Peterson's track record. He's done volleyball. He's coached volleyball at the highest level and won at the highest level. So I know in his mind he knows what this team's capable of, and he's going to take them all the way if he can.
Cougar Clark to serve. Knights need 2 more points.
Almost hit the ceiling there.
Little tap over. Cougar Clark saves it. Over to Lobo. And he puts it away. 24-22.
Boy, that's exactly what you want. If you are the Knights, you want Lobo with a free shot at the ball. And the crowd is into it right now. The energy is electric here in the Knight Arena as this is set point.
Knights trying to win set 3. And take a 2-1 lead in sets. And Clark just avoids the error, almost got an ace. Reglan is blocked.
Oh, boy.
And the point, though, is blocked, and it's blocked on the Southern Virginia side of the net. And so is 24-23.
That was close, just got it over.
Yeah, it almost looked like it was blocked on the EMU side of the net, but it was on the other side of the net. Not sure if the referee gave Christian Taylor a yellow card for arguing, for argumentative behavior, I guess you could say, which is basically a warning. Still set point for the Knights.
Could be the turning point of the match right here.
The referee is talking it over at the scorer's table before we get this next serve underway. And the Knights lost the first set 25-23, won the second set 25-18, and now lead here 24-23. And we are ready to go with Christian Taylor serving for the Royals. Set point for the Knights. Lobo.
Just
too strong, 24-24. And so the Knights had 2 set points, Seth, and could not cash in.
They had their chances. They got to come up big right here.
Service error for EMU. Set point again for the Knights, 25-24.
Man, the pressure might have got to him right there now.
So Yusevich has got a chance to serve. Usually they take him out. Against Marymount, I believe it was. He had some pretty good serves. He'd love to get an ace right here.
Nice serve by Yusevich.
Blocked by Southern Virginia. They get the point and they win the set.
Wow.
26-24.
Wow.
And so now the Knights just need one more set to get the victory here against Eastern Mennonite as they win 26-24 in set number 3. And so now we'll go to set number 4 here, Seth. And the Knights have a little pressure off in that they know if they lose this set, they can still win the 5th set, the 15-point set, but they obviously don't want to have it to come down to that.
No, not with a team like Eastern Mennonite. You don't want to give them any room to come back and get back into this thing. You need to take care of business here. But man, I love that set so much because it says so much about the Knights and their grit and their toughness. Because there was some adversity there. Not everything went their way, but they battled through it. They battled back. Took 2 sets in a row now, and they're sitting pretty to take care of business right now in set number 4.
And they still need to deal with those service errors. They've been able to still take a 2-1 lead in sets despite all those service errors. If they didn't have these service errors, who knows? We might be done right now at 3-0.
Yeah, I think that's the story here, especially in that first set. Really got away from them because they started making mistakes at the end. But
21 service errors now for the Knights in 3 sets.
Yeah, not what you want to see versus Eastern Mennonite, only with 11 there.
Knights definitely have the shooting percentage edge, though.
Yeah, certainly with that .292 percentage. They look good. They've outscored them total for the match, 49-31.
15 kills for Lobo, 12 for Cougar Clark. And then you go down to Colby Wilson with 6. Yusevich has 4 kills, and Tagaloa and Stapley each with 3 kills. 7 digs for Cougar Clark, 5 each for Lobo, and also for Tagaloa, and 35 assists for Tagaloa.
Yeah, incredible. It's been a total team effort across the board for the Knights, and I'm sure Coach Peterson, like we mentioned, he's just preaching right now, just let's take care of business, let's clean up the service errors, and let's get out of here. We don't want to go to a 5th set with Eastern Mennonite.
And the Knights would like to do what they've really basically done all night long in these sets, and that's take the early lead. In set 1, they couldn't hold it, but they were able to take the lead and hold it in set 2. And in set 3, it was a scramble, obviously, at the very end. The Knights basically going into overtime in set 3 to win it 26-24. And they would really like to take charge here in set 4. Not only win the match maybe in set 4, but maybe send another message to another conference foe in Eastern Mennonite.
Exactly, and it'll be interesting to see how Eastern Mennonite responds. They were only a few points away from winning that match.
Right.
What kind of emotional letdown do they have, or do they respond well and they come out swinging?
Yeah, because it was 24-24. They were serving. They only needed 2 more points to win, as did the Knights, and they had a service error to make it 25-24.
Exactly, and the Knights here, I think of any set, every set is important, but this one they need to come out strong. They need to come out strong and not look back. You don't want to get yourself in a hole here and start thinking about the 5th set.
So we'll see how the Knights come out here in set 4. If they can put Eastern Mennonite away and pick up another home victory. Again, they have never lost at home. Sooner or later, that's probably going to end, obviously, Seth, but the Knights don't want it to end tonight, and they probably don't want it to end this season.
No, not tonight, not this season, not with so much on the line right now. We're in the heart of the season in conference play. They need to take care of it right now.
A lot of heroes in that third set, and we've kind of focused on the guys getting the kills, but we talked about Stapley made a tremendous play.
Stapley made a tremendous play. Aguero made a great play, diving play to save the ball. Again, across the board, you're just seeing great effort. Guys who want to compete, guys who refuse to lose. It's great to see.
So the Knights, after losing 4 straight sets to EMU, 3 in a 3-set loss to EMU a few weeks ago, and then losing the first set, they have come back to win the last 2 sets, and now they're hoping to make it 3 straight sets to win the match. McEnoa will serve here for the Knights to get set 4 off and running. Good dig by Cougar Clark. Lobo is blocked though. Boy, that's the first time I think all night long we've seen EMU block Lobo at the net.
It's definitely in that nature where the ball gets sent back. He's usually so precise. You're not going to get them all.
Well, that time there were 2 guys in front of him, Seth, and he just really didn't have any area to hit it to.
No, he didn't. He probably should have gone with the finesse shot, but
Coach Lickey, EMU's coach, talking to the referee. Been talking all night long. Not sure there was anything about that particular point. Maybe something that might influence the referees further on down the road. You never know.
Yeah, certainly trying to get in their ear and have an influence.
Lobo got it back across. I'm surprised Lutz didn't try to put that away right away. Blocked by the Knights. Boy, Lutz had a chance to really kill that, and he let it go right over his head.
Yeah, Lutz probably should have taken care of it right there because that's what's going to happen.
6'8", and it's right in front of his face, and maybe the coach is saying, hey, put that away next time.
Yeah, he needs to use his size to his advantage.
1-1 after the block by the Knights. Aguero serving. Nice. Good dig, but the point goes to EMU. And it's a net violation, the call against the Knights. We've had a lot of net violations called tonight.
Yeah, certainly more than we're used to seeing.
So it's 2-1 EMU. Colby Wilson is blocked, but the point will go to the Knights as it was blocked down and out, and it's 2-2.
That's been a good play there for Southern Virginia. Setting it up like it's going to go to Lobo and then just reverse it and go to Colby Wilson. He's been really accurate.
Lobo a lot easier on that serve after having a lot of service errors, and the point will go to EMU. We talked about the 21 service errors starting this particular set, and Lobo leads the team, unfortunately, with service errors, Seth, with 5 so far in the match. Oh, with a little tip over.
Wow.
And EMU comes right back. What a circus shot by Tim Callahan.
Yeah, Colby Wilson making the adjustment mid-flight. Not that the set wasn't where he thought it was going to be, but a good adjustment, but a better finish by Eastern Mennonite.
3-2. It hits the ceiling, and the Knights get the point on the Cougar Clark kill to make it 4-3. Well, unlike the other sets, EMU has started this one off with the lead, but the Knights are right now hoping to go on a run to maybe take charge here in set number 4.
Colby Wilson.
And that's Tim Callahan with the kill as Lobo not able to get the dig. It's 5-3 EMU. EMU trying to send this to a 5th set.
And I think EMU's answering that question of what kind of emotional letdown was going to be from the last set, and there doesn't appear to be any. They look determined to take control of this right here.
Almost an ace that time. Clark blocked by EMU. They get the block. Ocampo at the net getting the block, and suddenly EMU's got a 6-3 lead. EMU trying to make this a 5-setter. Knights trying to find a way to get a run going. Clark not able to get the kill. It's now 7-3. Waiting to see if Coach Peterson might call an early timeout here, as the Knights have now fallen behind by 4. Might be a point away from calling that timeout. Lobo too strong again, 8-3. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout for the Knights. They have dropped behind here, 8-3. Long way to go here in set 4, but the Knights really need a 3 or 4 point run just to kind of climb back into this, Seth. And of course, like I said at the very beginning of set 4, even if they lose this, they know they've got a 5th set coming up. They've got that luxury, and the pressure is off for that way, but still, they really want to either win this set outright and win the match, obviously, or be very competitive and try to get some momentum going if they have to go to a 5th set.
Yeah, the tough thing about, even though they have the lead right now as far as sets go, the problem is if you lose this one, all that momentum goes to Eastern Mennonite. Right. Especially, we're seeing it right here. There's a 5-point lead for Eastern Mennonite. You don't want that carrying over into the 5th set. You need to find a way to climb back into this and at least make Eastern Mennonite work for it, because right now they're having their way in this set.
Which is kind of surprising, because really all night long through the first 3 sets, EMU has not had their way.
Exactly. This is the first time in the entire match that it looks like Eastern Mennonite has the upper hand and is kind of out physically dominating the ball, and Southern Virginia hasn't had an answer so far.
So we'll see if the Knights can respond in a positive manner after that timeout was called. Trailing now 8-3. Callahan, the senior, serving for EMU. Service error, that'll help. 8-4.
Certainly what they needed.
And now we'll see if the Knights can go on a bit of a run here with Tagaloa serving. That's an error. Ooh. Knights thought it snuck into the corner, but they call it a service error, and the service errors continue to mount here for Southern Virginia. 9-4 EMU.
That was certainly close. Close, but didn't go their way. They just got to rebound, pick up the pieces and rebound.
Cougar Clark with the kill, 9-5. And now Cougar will have a chance to serve. And again, the Knights will try to get something going with Cougar serving.
You see Stapley check in for Aguero. Really need Cougar Clark to dial in on this serve right here. Needs to get into a rhythm and go on a little streak here.
Cougar with this service error. That's got to be 24-25 now for the game for the Knights. We talked about it, and the Knights in the first 3 sets able to win 2 of those first 3 sets, Seth, despite all the service errors, but the service errors hurting the Knights here in set 4. And a double hit, I think, is going to be the call against Southern Virginia. Yep, maybe a double hit on Lobo. He kind of pushed the ball across. And it's 11-5, and EMU right now running away with this 4th set.
Yeah, just nothing going Southern Virginia's way right now.
Service error, 11-6. McEnroe is into the game to serve. Knights still trail here by 5. Little tip over.
Good save.
Yep, and they go over to Lobo. Blocked again. Another block at the net by EMU against Lobo. That's twice here in set 4 they've done that.
Yeah, it just needs to change up the angle a little bit. They're kind of dialing in, knowing what he's going to do. Just needs to switch it up.
EMU with a 12-6 lead. Ragland serving. Colby tries to put it away, and it did hit an EMU player, they say, so the point will go to the Knights. Deflected out by the Royals, and the Knights get that 7 point to pull within 5. You know, they're only down by 5 here, Seth. All it takes is maybe a 2 or 3 or 4 point run to hopefully turn the momentum around here.
And that was a big point for Southern Virginia. Nice serve.
Knights will try to set up quickly for Colby.
Good
and
save by Cougar Clark. Just mistimed his jump there.
Great dig by AINA. And it hit the ceiling, and that time it cost the Knights. That's one of the few times this season where the ceiling has come into play and burned the Knights.
Well, he was trying to set it up there, but man, just unfortunate. (13-7). Knights trail again here by 6. Good hit by Lobo.
And a point. Callahan suddenly has become really one of the top kill people here tonight for EMU. Callahan, not very big, 6'2", but he can get up there. It's 14-7. Good dig. It actually hit the light and almost hung on.
Hung up there.
Never seen that before.
That's the first.
I thought it might actually get stuck up there for a second. I wonder what happens then.
You can still see the light shaking up there. I thought that was going to be in their advantage because it hung up and gave them time to gather it, but just got mishit.
So now it's 14-8. Knights still trail by 6 with Lobo serving. He has struggled. He's had 5 service errors tonight. The kill for Abele, 15-8. And the Knights just can't make a dent into that big EMU lead. Colby gets it across, and the Knights get the point to make it 15-9. Knights get to within 6 with Colby Wilson serving.
Nice serve again by Colby.
And a miss hit by EMU. Looked like one of the kill artists for the Royals that time. Seth jumped too early, and the Knights will take it. It's 15-10.
And to get back in this, because it's been such a big deficit, you're going to have some mistakes by the Royals here. See if they can take advantage right now, Southern Virginia.
Knights trying to climb out of a big hole here in set 4. Ragland got the kill. The Knights say it was not touched by anybody for Southern Virginia and it went out.
There's some dispute because the head judge up there is calling it in. We've got the line judge over here calling it out.
And it looks like the line judge was overruled at 16-10 EMU. And Eastern Mennonite continues to hold the lead here. Good fake by EMU. Callahan almost got the kill.
Nice dig by Aguero right there.
Another put away, but the Knights again with a dig. And a double hit is apparently going to be the call on the far side against the Knights. A double hit is called against Southern Virginia, 17-10, and a timeout is taken by the Knights. And still a ways to go here, Seth, but you wonder if some of the Knights are really thinking ahead already to set 5, because they're right now down 17-10.
Yeah, you certainly hope they're not looking ahead. I know Coach Peterson isn't. That's why he called that timeout here, because he's trying to salvage what this set is. He believes in his team. Otherwise, he wouldn't have called that timeout. Yep. They just need to really get it together. I know that Eastern Mennonite, they're playing with a lot of emotion right now. They're playing on really high emotion, a lot of high energy, and it's really been the difference right now in this.
What the Knights need right now is a 4, maybe 5 or 6 point run, but we just haven't seen that tonight. Really, from either team.
Really, yeah, exactly. It's been pretty back and forth most of the match. They need a few errors from the Royals end right here, but they just haven't been coming their way. They've been playing pretty clean, and Southern Virginia is still trying to dig out of this.
And obviously, we'll talk more about this if EMU goes on to win this, and we have that little break in between set 4 and set 5. But if this holds up, if EMU keeps playing like this the rest of set 4, who will go in with momentum to set 5? You would think, obviously, EMU, but then going into set 4 with that 26-24 win at set 3, we thought maybe the Knights had a little momentum going.
Yeah, I just, both these teams are so good, such high level of volleyball that they play. You just never know what's going to happen.
Here's one of the stars of the game right now for Eastern Mennonite, Tim Callahan, the 6'2 senior. He's had some nice kills, Seth, and he's also serving right now. Yusevich blocked, and right now nothing can go wrong for EMU. They lead 18-10.
They've had 4 or 5 of those blocks here in this set. That's been the difference for them.
And a service ace that time by Callahan. Suddenly EMU has blown it open to a 19-10 lead. Knights right now, not necessarily conceding the set, Seth, but they really have to start thinking about just trying to get a little momentum going for set 5.
Certainly.
Yusevich got the kill that time to make it 19-11.
There's a lot of mustard behind that shot by Yusevich. Using that big frame, put everything behind it. They need KAIPO to come up big right here with a good serve, possibly an ace would be perfect timing. Nice dig.
AINA brought a great dig that time. They'll set up Raglan on the left side. Knights are able to dig that one again with AINA from the back row. Lobo got the point.
Calling a net violation, but Lobo was coming in strong there. Would have been a Knights point anyway.
19-12. Little tip over. AINA with a dig. The set to Lobo. Back row.
Nice
got the point. 19-13. Now you start looking to see if EMU might call a timeout if for no other reason. They've got 2 timeouts they can use, and they want to just kind of bust up this little mini run the Knights have. I would imagine one more point and they'll call a timeout.
I would agree with you there, Jim. They're really starting to get into a groove right now. Nice serve.
Put it away, Yusevich. And the Knights will try again here. Tagaloa to Lobo.
Oh my goodness.
I think we're going to have that timeout right here.
Oh,
it's 19-14. So EMU will call the first of its 2 timeouts. It is 19-14. The Knights still trail by 5, but they have been able to put together 4 straight points. And if we end up going to a 5th set, they've got a little momentum going here now. And again, they still are down by 5 points here, Seth, so they want to keep this 4-point run going. And I would imagine if they can maybe score another 2 or 3 points, we might have another timeout.
If I'm Coach Peterson here, I'm telling my team I'm just going to unleash the dogs.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell Cougar Clark, I'm going to tell Lobo, you give them everything.
You got nothing to lose here in set 4, and you've got the luxury of knowing if you lose set 4, there is still a set 5.
Exactly. What Lobo did right there, that's what I would tell him. For the rest of the way, just don't think about it. Just play some volleyball, see if we can get back into this, but have fun and unleash the dogs there.
Yeah, because you're down by 5, and almost to a certain degree, maybe it's a different philosophy, but some people would say that's when you throw caution to the wind and you just go for it.
Yeah, you have to. And these guys, you know, they're such instinctive volleyball players. Lobo coming all the way from Argentina. You know, Cougar Clark, he's experienced in here. When they're just playing and they're not thinking, that's when the best things happen for them. So I would just let them go and let them get into this right here.
Well, here we go, 19-14. Let's see how the Knights react following the timeout that was taken by Eastern Mennonite. Tagaloa is serving. Big by Tagaloa, and Lobo just got it back across, and now they set up for Raglan.
Nice
block by the Knights. It was Aguero with the block on Raglan. It's 19-15.
Great play by Aguero. Aguero hasn't been big as far as kills go in this game, but he's made some great hustle plays and a great block right there when they needed it.
That is 5 points in a row. And Ragland's going to have to get, oh, he made a mistake. It's 6 in a row for the Knights. Ragland just wanted to tip that back over, and he tried to kill it over, and he put it right into the net.
And that's what they needed. They need a Eastern Mennonite mistake here and there, and they're feeling it right now. They can play in with a lot of confidence.
Knights will try to keep coming. That one's close. And the Knights get the point. Yep. Yusevich tips it over off Eastern Mennonite, out of bounds, 19-17.
7 straight
and
points.
Let's see if we're going to have another timeout. Nope, looks like the coach for EMU will keep it going. Let's see if they call a timeout if they can lose this point. And it's a service error. Boy, that's costly. If for no other reason, it stops that run the Knights had 7 points in a row. We talked about it when it was 19-10. We needed like a 7-point run, and we hadn't seen it, but we saw it right there. And now the question is, can the Knights put that service error behind them and get another run going? Cougar Clark gets the point, 20-18.
And this feels like what we saw in the beginning of the first set and the second set there. They had control of the game. They're dominating the ball right now, and it feels like it did at the beginning.
Let's see if the Knights can come all the way back from a 9-point deficit. Now they're down by 2 again. Cougar Clark ready to serve.
That wicked serve by Cougar Clark.
It's out, 20-19. The coach for EMU thought it was touched by the Knights, but it was not touched, and now the Knights have scored 9 of the last 10 points.
Boy, that was as close as it comes to.
I would imagine another point, and we might have a timeout. Referees are going to talk it over right here as the Knights again trailed 19-10, and now it's 20-19.
I wonder if they're going to overrule this point.
And if they do, that would be a huge turnaround. Instead of 21-18, being 20-19.
You got to feel like, though, Jim, unless Eastern Mennonite comes away with 5 straight points here,
right,
you got to feel like the momentum's definitely back in Southern Virginia's favor. If you end up going into a 5th set, they've done what they needed to get that back, if nothing else. But though I'm sure they're thinking about winning it out right here, not going to a 5th set.
Especially since this has been a strange match. Every time you get a feel that one team is starting to dominate, the other team just really puts it away and takes over.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, but you're seeing some real resiliency, some real grit by the team right here.
They're going over to talk to the Eastern Mennonite coach, maybe to explain why they ruled that was a Southern Virginia point, hopefully. So it is 20-19 Knights. Knights getting ready to serve. So here we go. That was a Southern Virginia point. They are now trailing by 1. And boy, would this place explode if the Knights could tie it here at 20. And you wonder if, EMU might use that second timeout, or they might go another point or two before they call it.
Now, I'm not sure what Coach Danielle Lickey's thinking. She can't be happy with where the momentum is, though. That stoppage in play kind of slows it down a little bit.
Kind of like a little timeout there.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we go. See if the Knights can keep it going, despite that little break in the action. Don't want to have any service errors right now. Clark, good strong serve.
Nice
good block. And the Knights get the point to tie it at 20.
Oh my goodness.
That is now 10 of 11 points for Southern Virginia.
Man, and you can feel the energy in here. It is electric. The crowd is alive. This would be an historic comeback for Southern Virginia.
Yeah, Clark trying to give the Knights the lead after they trailed 19-10. They set up Ragland. A dig by Clark. Tagaloa to Stapley. From the back row, it's out. The Knights get the point and take the lead, 21-20. And EMU, let's see, are they going to call a timeout? Yep, they do. So EMU will take their second timeout, and the Knights have taken the lead at 21-20. What a comeback.
This is amazing. I'm The fans got their money's worth tonight. They are seeing some great volleyball. And you know, it's not even this comeback. I mean, it was 19-10, and this comeback since that point, it hasn't been a bunch of Eastern Mennonite mistakes. They haven't played perfect, but it really has been Southern Virginia pulling themselves out of that hole.
A few mistakes by EMU in the first few points of this flurry that really got the Knights going.
Certainly, but they really just pulled themselves out of this hole, found their groove, found the game that they played early.
It's amazing, too, because if you can remember when it was 19-10, EMU was making no mistakes, and seemingly the emotion had gone out of SVU.
Yeah. I don't know what Coach Peterson said to him, what was talked about on the sideline.
Maybe he said exactly what you were saying, just play for broke.
Yeah, maybe. And they certainly are right now. They're playing with a lot of confidence. You're seeing Cougar Clark serve the ball really well, giving them some difficult.
Of course, now timeouts do have a habit, seemingly in volleyball, to break up momentum, so we'll see if the Knights can keep it going because they still need 4 more points to win the set and win the match.
I would just be preaching right here. Just play mistake-free right now. You know you're the superior team at the moment. You've proved it in this past 6-match run they've had. Just do what you do and take care of business.
So we'll see if the Knights can come all the way back from a 19-10 deficit here in set 4 to win set 4 and win the match.
Another strong serve.
Blocked by the Knights. What a block by Lobo.
Wow.
He basically overpowered, number 1, Christian Taylor at the net, and the Knights now lead 22-20.
And what can't Lobo do? He does it all. That was a very timely play. Great setup by the great serve by Cougar Clark there, and man, Lobo in the right place at the right time. 3 points away from the victory. Oh my goodness.
Oh, great play by the Royals to save that from going out. Now they try Lobo again. It's blocked and out of bounds, and the point goes to Southern Virginia, 23-20. Of course, EMU's taking its 2 timeouts, so they've got no timeouts left. Now the Knights need 2 more points, and they have outscored EMU 13-1.
This is incredible, Jim. I'm speechless.
Oh, a service error by Clark makes it 23-21, but it's a good run by the Knights. And now we'll see if they can stop that from being an EMU run. It's 23-21. The Knights still need 2 more points.
We know EMU's just going to get it over the net here, so take advantage.
TAGALOA setting up. Lobo. And it's out. And it was not touched by EMU, so it's 23-22, and the Royals have scored 2 in a row. Knights still need 2 more points. They really need this point. Lobo, too strong again, and it wasn't touched, and we're all even at 23. Lobo's trying to get the kill, and EMU is making sure they don't touch the ball. 23-23. Knights really need this point right here. Yusevich blocked. EMU suddenly has scored 3 in a row. And it's 24-23, and now it's set point for Eastern Mennonite as EMU has come off the mat. And it's out of bounds, and it's touched by the Knights, and it's a 25-23 EMU victory. So the Knights got it to 23-21, Seth, and then a timeout was taken. EMU used their last timeout, and suddenly the Knights were not able to get those last 2 points. It was EMU getting 4 straight points to win at 25-23. And so we will go to a 5th set. That'll go to 15 points, and the winner of this 5th set is going to win this match.
Well, we certainly called it at the beginning before the match even started that we thought this was going to go to 5 matches just because of the caliber of teams and the quality of play that they have. I'm shocked. I really thought Southern Virginia was going to close it out right there, but props to Eastern Mennonite for taking care of business.
And I believe, if I remember correctly, when it was 23-21, they had a service error. Cougar Clark had the service error.
Yep.
If he can get it across, maybe that momentum keeps going, and the Knights get those final 2 points. But again, that was it. The Knights came from a 19-10 deficit to take a 2-point lead, but EMU gets the final 4 points, and now it's going on to a 5th set as the Knights lost the first set 25-23, won the next two 25-18, 26-24, and then lost that 4th set 25-23.
Yeah, we're going to be in for a treat in this final set, I'm sure. I think it's just going to be who comes out and gets the hot start.
Yeah, because we're talking about a shorter set now, 15 points.
Certainly.
So everything is kind of enhanced.
Exactly, and you can't expect yourself to come dig yourself out of a hole like you did in the last set. You've just got to come out swinging, come out fast, and take care of business.
The percentages really for both teams starting to drop. Lobo's got 19 kills to lead the Knights, and Cougar Clark with 16 kills. Well, the Knights have 25 service errors for the game, only 13 service errors for Eastern Mennonite. So you can see the big gap there, and that's just points given up.
Exactly. That's kind of been the story for Southern Virginia, but it's all bets off now. None of those errors matter if you can handle your business right here in the 5th set.
Well, I know they'll say afterwards a tremendous effort by the Knights if they lose. What a fantastic atmosphere here today with the crowd and the comeback in set 4 for the Knights, but I'm sure the players are saying, look, we want to beat these guys here tonight at home. We don't want to suffer our first ever home loss.
No, and again, we keep saying it, but there's so much riding on this match, on this set right here.
Now the Knights could lose this match tonight, go to 4-3 in the conference, and they'd still be in the thick of the race to finish in the top 3. But that might require a few more road victories. If you suffer a home loss, you naturally have to make it up with road victories.
Yeah, and it was huge being able to take care of Juniata as they played they played here a couple weeks ago. So that was a huge victory for them. But if you can pull out this victory here tonight, you'll be sitting real pretty going into the conference tournament.
Certainly would take off some of the pressure about having to win on the road as the Knights, again, trying to get off to a good start here in this 5th set. Well, 25 service errors now, Seth, in 4 sets. And I'm sure Coach Peterson is hoping here in 5th set, a very short set, 15 points to first 1 to 15 wins. Obviously, he's hoping for 0 service errors.
Yeah, they need to play their best game so far. They need to play it right here.
Cougar Clark will serve to get this first point going on here in 5th set. All even at 2. Got everything magnified because we go to 15, not 25. Clark with a good strong serve. That might have been going out. The EMU gets it back over. Lobo
nice
tips
touch.
it over. Almost had to do that because they were there to block him. Lobo will try again. Lobo had to kick that one over for the point for EMU as EMU put it in a perfect location. And how they were able to dig that kill shot by Lobo and get it back is beyond me.
Yep.
Ragland serving for EMU. Clark. And it's out, they roll. No touch, and they rule out. And it's 2-0 EMU.
Coach Peterson doesn't agree with that call.
Knights have had some experiences going to 5 sets, losing to Lancaster Bible and losing to Juniata in 5 sets, and of course beating Santa Cruz about a week and a half ago here at home in non-conference action in 5 sets. Clark got that one to go, 2-1. Two to 1 after the Knights get their first point of set number 5, and McEnoa is in to serve. Knights just hoping to avoid those service errors, get the ball in play, and then get the point.
Makinoa, he needs his best serve of the game right here. Nice serve.
They go, and it's into the net by Callahan. He missed hit for a change, and it evens things at 2 as the Knights have scored 2 in a row.
That was a great serve by Makinoa. Just skimmed the top of the net. Needs another one like that right here.
Blocked, but blocked out of bounds by the Knights. It's 3-2, Eastern Mennonite.
He's in the right place at the right time, but fortunately just bounced out.
The Royals will serve with a 1-point lead. Both teams would like to get a little cushion here in set 5. The set will go to Cougar out of the back row. And they rule it out. They don't rule any touch on Eastern Mennonite's part. It is 4-2 Royals. And EMU, the first team to get a little bit of a cushion here in the 5th set. And a miss hit by the Knights. And they cannot get it back over. It's 5-2 Eastern Mennonite.
That was a pretty good serve by Lutz right there. I thought it was going to go into the net, but just grazed the top and caused some problems for Southern Virginia.
A little booming serve that time for Lutz. And Lobo able to get the point to go to make it 5-3. The Knights almost had to have that point.
That was huge. That would have been bad to go down 6-2. That was a good save by Lobo. We're going to see Aguero serve right here.
Aguero to serve. Knights trying to battle back from a 3-point deficit. Now down by 2.
Nice block.
As Ocampo looked like he didn't really fully get up anyway. It's 5-4.
Colby Wilson in the right place at the right time right there. Big, big play. Let's tie it up right here with the Aguero serve.
Knights put it away. Lobo there for the tap over. I was kind of surprised that Eastern Mennonite didn't get up to go block him because it was obviously going to go over to the Southern Virginia side of the net.
Yep, they set it up perfectly right there. We're going to tie game.
And the referee's explaining to the coach for EMU that Lobo made that without getting across the net into the net. It's 5-5.
And a quick shout out to Coach Danielle Lickey. This is her first season here with Eastern Mennonite. She has them ranked nationally, playing really well, done a great job. As you know, as of course our program here at Southern Virginia is pretty new too. We have a new coach, or second-year coach.
Since just the second year.
Yeah, exactly. So
amazing.
You know, both these coaches taking these programs and helping them reach new heights.
Knights have scored 3 straight points to close a 5-2 deficit to make it 5-5. Blocked again by Southern Virginia. And the Knights are not able to get it back over the point, as Callahan was able to outblock the Knights that time to get the point for EMU, and the Royals have a 6-5 lead. Here comes Tagaloa setting up Colby on the right side. Now EMU will go to Callahan. And the point goes to EMU as the dig by Aguero went too far over. It's 7-5 Eastern Mennonite. And they've been able to put together 2 straight points. They go to Lobo. But Raglan right there with the dig. Blocked by Southern Virginia. Lobo and Colby right there.
Wow.
I swear, Lobo, when he blocked that, I think he was looking either over at the EMU team or maybe the EMU coach.
Yeah, there was a statement in that one. You see Eastern Mennonite, they're doing a good job of blocking Lobo. They're not giving him the shot he wants, but he came up big on that block right there.
Here comes Lobo to serve it. He's had problems tonight with service errors.
Just going to get it over the net.
And another one. I think that is 6 service errors for him for the night, at least 6. And so the service errors problems continue here for the Knights. And, of course, we really haven't talked much about this in here in a fifth set, Seth, but when you talk about service errors in set 5, you just cannot have them in a shortened set.
No, especially when you're just trying to get it over the net. You've got to get it over. It's one thing if you are trying to pound the ball, but you've got to have those ones to give yourselves a chance.
So the Knights now trail 8-6 with Callahan serving for the Royals. And Eastern Mennonite gets another point, 9-6 EMU. And a timeout taken by the Knights as EMU needs 6 more points to win this match. And what a comeback it would be for EMU to fall from a 2-1 deficit and to climb out of that hole and win this in 5 sets.
Certainly would. I'm not sure what Coach Peterson's telling them right here, other than just to calm down would be my guess. Settle down. Don't let the moment be too big for you.
And as far as the service errors, he's probably been telling them at least since set 2, just get the ball in play.
Exactly. You have to give yourselves a chance. You can't give away points. And that really has, I mean, the biggest difference has been those service errors when you're looking at the numbers.
I think it's fair to say that if each team had the same amount of service errors, that the Knights might have won either set 1 or set 4.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And it's got to be frustrating for Coach Peterson. He knows his team is better than that, but they're still in this right here. They need a few plays to go their way. They need some hustle plays, some grit plays, kind of like what we saw at the end of set 4. They need some of that right here. No
question. In set 4, they trailed 19-10 and came all the way back from a 9-point deficit to take a 23-21 lead. Ended up losing 25-23. And here at set 5, the Knights are now trailing by 3. Callahan serving for the Royals. Ace. AINA not able to get down and bring that one back up. 10-6. EMU 5 points away from inflicting the first home loss ever on Southern Virginia. It'll be Ragland. And he gets the kill. Must have been touched by the Knights because it went out.
The line judge in the corner called it out, but the head judge is calling it in right there.
11-6. EMU needs 4 more points for victory. And a service error makes it 11-7, so that gives the Knights a little bit of life here. They still need 8 points to win, and they really need a 2 or 3 or 4 point run here.
They certainly do. Needs to start with Colby Wilson on this serve.
Little tap over. The Knights just got it back across. Cougar Clark blocked, and it's out. And the Knights get the point to make it 11-8. So 2 in a row for Southern Virginia. And now the lead for EMU is down to 3 points. Callahan with the kill. I'm telling you, 6'2", Tim Callahan, the senior, has been making a lot of big plays in the second half of this match, and now it's 12-8 Royals.
Yeah, he certainly has. That was a big kill for Eastern Mennonite. We know this is going to be an easy serve right here. They just need to take advantage of it.
Tagaloa, Cougar Clark. Returned by EMU. And the Knights will try it. They'll have a little tip over. And now they're going to go over to the right side of the court. Now the Knights will try low ball with a little tip over. Ragland. And he got the point to go to make it 13-8. And now EMU just needs 2 more points. And a timeout taken by the Knights. So EMU is in a commanding position. They haven't won it yet, but they only need 2 more points. The Knights need to do what they did in set 4. In set 4, they were down 19-10 and scored 7 straight points. If they had 7 straight points right here, they'd win the match.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tall order. They kind of dug themselves a hole here, but You just got to go to your playmakers. You got to get the ball to Lobo, set him nicely, set the ball to Cougar Clark, and can't have any service errors, obviously, not right now.
And the Knights just need to take it 1 point at a time. If they could get 2 or 3 points, they could get maybe Eastern Mennonite thinking, and I would imagine if they can make it 13-10 or 13-11, that EMU would call a timeout if for no other reason to try to break up the Knights' momentum.
Oh, yeah, I would assume there'd be a quick timeout even if you just see 2 points.
Yeah,
you're going to see a quick timeout by Eastern Mennonite.
Because, again, we're talking about a very shortened set, only to 15. If the Knights could get 2 points, suddenly EMU's thinking, hey, 5 more points and they win.
Exactly. Again, you're going to see an easy serve right here. Southern Virginia just needs to take care of it.
Colton Fry is serving for EMU. 13-8 is your score. Knights trying to avoid their first ever home loss. And it's a service error to make it 13-9. So it gives the Knights a little bit of life here in the 5th set with Tagaloa ready to serve. Knights need 6 points for victory. EMU, though, only needs 2 points. Service error, Tagaloa. That's got to be, about 27 or 28 now for the game, and that's just simply too many service errors to overcome. It is match point coming up for Eastern Mennonite, with Christian Taylor serving. Clark blocked, and it is going to be a point for the Knights. Blocked out of bounds, and the Knights still have some life here, down 14-10. It's still match point, though, for EMU. They've got several match points coming up here.
And you got to tell Cougar Clark, you just got to get it over here. Don't do anything too special.
Knights need 6 in a row to win. EMU, though, needs only 1 more point.
Heck of a serve, but good dig.
And an error as Callahan went right into the net with his kill attempt. It's 14-11, and so now the Knights have a couple of points, and just like we talked about, a quick timeout taken by EMU. They don't want the Knights to go on any sort of run. And so at this stage, at 14-11, again, it's going to be another match point coming up for Eastern Mennonite. The Knights to win, they would have to score the next 5 points in a row.
Still a tall order, but
they can be done. They showed that in set 4.
Certainly can. And I think it was a good timeout by Coach Lickey right there to calm everything down and don't let it get out of hand like last set. But for Coach Peterson, just tell Cougar Clark, just get this over the net. We've got to keep it in play. Don't give the game away right here.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the way this match has been going, it would not surprise me at all. It would end on a service error. That's how big a problem the service errors have been tonight for the Knights.
It certainly has. And you might worry about that a little bit with Cougar Clark. He's a very emotional, very passionate player. Just let him be, just remind him that this is important. We just have to get it over the net.
Yeah, last report, Tagaloa had 6 service errors. Lobo had 5. Cougar Clark had 5. That was heading into this match. So the Knights have upwards of 27 or 28 service errors for the game. And that has just been a killer tonight against a very talented Eastern Mennonite team. Knights trying to avoid their first ever home loss. And Eastern Mennonite trying to get a big road victory. Here we go, another match point.
Nice serve.
EMU not able to get it back over. It's 14-12.
What a serve by Cougar Clark.
So that's 3 in a row for the Knights. Another match point here for Eastern Mennonite. Knights still need 2 more points to tie. Two more chances at match points here for EMU.
Another great serve.
EMU trying to get it over, they do. Now the Knights can set up for the kill. Clark is blocked. AINA over to Lobo.
Nice block.
Pushed down the line, and the Knights get the point. It was pushed down the line, and EMU thought it was touched, but it wasn't, and it's 14-13.
Oh, boy.
Another timeout taken by EMU.
Oh, boy.
They still have 1 more match point coming, but the Knights have now scored 4 in a row, down 14-9, and now it's 14-13.
Oh, boy, Jim.
Every time you start to write the Knights off, they come back. They came back from a 13-10 deficit in set 4, and now they have come back from a 14-9 deficit here in this 5th set. Now they still need another point to tie and 3 more points to win.
This match is certainly living up to the hype right now. You love the resiliency out of your team right now. If you're Southern Virginia, you're Coach Peterson, regardless of what happens, you're very proud of their grit, their resiliency, and their determination to fight back into this.
Even if the Knights end up losing, they would be 4-3 in the conference. They would be tied with Juniata in the loss column. And to a certain degree, they would still control their own destiny. And, of course, they'd love to make it as the number 1 seed, but you, at that point, you would take the number 3 seed just to get into the conference tournament.
Certainly. And the big match for Southern Virginia is they take on Marymount in a few weeks on the road.
Although when you go on the road this weekend to some of those lesser, if you want to call them lesser, Eastern Division teams, you can't take anybody for granted. Because the last thing that Marymount, an Eastern Mennonite, a Southern Virginia, or a Juniata want to do is lose to a team you're expected to win.
Exactly. Yep.
Here we go. Cougar Clark to serve. It's match point still for Eastern Mennonite. Knights are trying to tie.
Another
Clark
great
got
serve.
it over. Eastern Mennonite kind of misplayed it. Tagaloa, the Cougar. It's the ceiling! It's 14-14.
Oh, my goodness. They've tied it up here, Jim.
And I guess you would call it that imaginary extra night in the sky.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the key was that misplay on that first serve.
Here we go, 14-14. Each team now needs 2 points to win. And a service error. Cougar got a little bit too much energy into that, and now suddenly it's match point again for Eastern Mennonite.
Just trying to do too much, just mishit it there.
And Ragland will serve. He is maybe their best server. Knights need this point. Cougar with a little tip over.
Oh, jeez.
15-15.
Boy, and look at the crowd. The fans coming out, showing up for this match here in the Knight Arena.
Knights trying not to be denied tonight. They've made a great comeback in game 4, in set 4, and lost it. And they have made a comeback here in set 5, trailing 14-9. They have outscored Eastern Mennonite 6-1. And now the Knights need just 2 more points.
2 more points. They have the serve.
Mackinac will serve.
Mackinac right here just needs some good serves. Just get it over the net.
Knights are trying to get a point here to go to match point.
Good serve.
Blocked by the Knights. And EMU got it back over, but it's out of bounds, and the point to Eastern Mennonite as Callahan was blocked by the Knights, but it was blocked out of bounds, and suddenly it's another match point for Eastern Mennonite.
Man, great play by the Knights. Just couldn't get that last tip, just going out of bounds.
And here's Lutz to serve. Soft serve. Got it over. Lobo just barely got that across. And it's out. It's 16-16, and again a chance here for the Knights to serve and try to take the lead.
Oh my goodness, Jim. I can't take it. My heart can't take it, Jim. It's beating through my chest right now.
Well, this is kind of like how the Santa Cruz match went when the Knights won in 5 sets. Of course, that was non-conference, not conference like this is.
Right.
Aguero to serve. And Ragland able to hit it off the Knights and get the point. 17-16, another match point for Eastern Mennonite. Knights are trying to hang on here in set 5. Can they get the kill? Lobo. And they do. It's 17-17. Ragland not able to stop Lobo that time. 17-17, and now Lobo will serve, and he's had problems with service errors. He's got to get this one across.
Certainly does. The Knights, they've been able to tie it. They just haven't been able to take that lead. They need to do it right here.
If they could, they would have for the first time here in set 5 a match point. They came very close to having a match point in set 4.
They certainly did. Nice serve.
Blocked out of bounds, though, and Eastern Mennonite gets the point as the Knights were not able to successfully make that block. Another match point for Eastern Mennonite. Knights just cannot get over the hump and get a match point themselves.
You're going to see a strong serve right here. That's my guess.
Callahan serving. Can the Knights stay alive? Clark is blocked. Eastern Mennonite wins it.
Boy.
And for the first time in school history in the 2 years of Knights volleyball, they finally suffer a home loss.
A great match.
A tremendous match and a tremendous effort by the Knights. They just would not quit.
If you're going to lose it in a game like this, it's okay. To an opponent like this, they're going to be ready for him the next time they see him. Hopefully it'll be in the conference tournament.
Possibly you might see them in the opening round, who knows, of the conference tournament.
Exactly, and I'm sure this team is begging for that. They're going to want another shot at Eastern Mennonite. But hats off to Southern Virginia. They played their hearts out. They played tough. Obviously, hats off to Eastern Mennonite. They earned this win. They definitely did.
It's great to see the crowd saluting the Knights because they had a tremendous match. They had a lot of problems with service errors, and obviously that cost them tonight, I think. But you got to tip your hat to the Knights, rebounding after losing the first set 25-23 to take the next 2 sets, 25-18 and 26-24, Seth, and then having a great chance in set 4, coming from a 19-10 deficit to lead 23-21. They were just 2 points away from winning the match in set 4, and then 4 straight points by Eastern Mennonite makes it 25-23. They sent it to a 5th set. The Knights trailed 14-9. They evened it up. They had several chances to go on top. They could just, again, not get over the hump, and Eastern Mennonite able to win that 5th set 19-17, and they win this in 5 sets.
It was a great match all the way around. Honestly, the best volleyball match I've ever seen, without a doubt. They played hard, but I know Coach Peterson isn't into moral victories, but you know what? You learned a lot about your team. You know your team's not going to quit when their back's against the wall. That's going to pay dividends going into the tournament and everything. Yep. And when they get into the tournament, this team's going to be able to look back at this match, and they're going to be able to rally around what they were able to accomplish. They faced hard things, and I'm excited going forward. It's going to be fun to watch them, how they finish out this season.
So again, a big victory tonight for Eastern Mennonite. They are now 7-2 in the conference, 15-5 on the season. The Knights, their first ever home loss. They are 10-5 on the season, and now 4-3 in the conference. And now they go on the road, Seth, on Friday, playing at Karn, and then playing a conference match on Saturday and a non-conference match also Saturday afternoon. So plenty of chances coming up for road victories, and now the Knights just have to kind of put this one behind them and go on the road Friday and Saturday and get some victories.
Yeah, got to clean up what you did wrong here, know what your mistakes were, fix them, and get ready for that big match in a few weeks against Marymount. And by then, we should have a real good picture of what's going on with the tournament, where they're gonna finish, and that Marymount match is even bigger now because they dropped this one tonight, so they're really going to need that one in a couple of weeks.
So that's going to wrap things up here from the Knights Sports Arena. Tough loss for the Knights. Great effort, though, by Southern Virginia Volleyball tonight here from the Knights Sports Arena. I'm Jim Bresnahan for Seth Hansen, all of us here at Southern Virginia University. Thanks again for joining us, everyone, for Knights Volleyball. Have a great evening tonight.